Some viewers may find this content disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Wisdom is gained through experience, and not everyone's experience is worldly. There's many of us who have been blessed to experience and witness the hidden mysteries and the truth of the hidden realms. Through my experience with warfare, I was able to receive revelations about the spiritual principalities that we fight on a daily basis. And through my experiences and my testimony, I'm here to shed light on these things. I'm here to help you receive deliverance. This is Deliverance Through Knowledge. All the sequels that I post about black magic, these are all truthful revelations. Many of what I speak about, I have received through revelation, but I have also received confirmation audibly from the Holy Spirit, and also confirmed visions and dreams. Many of what I speak about has also happened to me. As you guys know, there is currently a case that is going on in court. Therefore, I cannot go into full details about my situation. However, when the case is over, you will see recorded evidence that everything that I'm saying in this sequel and many others is accurate. If you would like to know more information about the sequels that I'm speaking about, my book will be available very soon. However, right now there is an ebook available with some very important details on my website at www.stephaniepetergaysmith.com. Thanks for watching. Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing? Welcome to Deliverance Through Knowledge, Part 5. Today we are going to be talking about humiliation rituals, humiliation spells, and this is one of the most used and common tactics for a lot of people who operate through the Jezebel spirit or who allow the Jezebel spirit to use them. This is a very wide range. Humiliation rituals are usually used in black magic spells, as in like the spiritualists who do the black magic, they can command specific spirits to try to humiliate their victim. This may even be requested by the people who are paying these evil spiritualists. Humiliation rituals can literally be spells from your mouth, because we know that spells are not only someone getting a candle on your photo and doing voodoo and all that stuff. We know that spells can also be words. Spells can also be rumors. Spells can also be lies. These are a form of manipulation, and this can also be used in a humiliation ritual. If you guys haven't checked out the video of Signs of a Jezebel Spirit, check that out, because that video is going to connect with this one. Because when you notice the traits of someone who's carrying the Jezebel Spirit, and then you watch this humiliation ritual video, you're going to notice the signs, and you're also going to be able to pinpoint who is trying to do this to you. It's going to make a lot of sense. You're not going to be in denial. And not only that, but you're going to be able to see the tactics and the schemes of a particular person who is trying to do this to you, okay? The Jezebel spirited person, their favorite tactic is to use the humiliation ritual, because the whole point of a humiliation ritual is they want the victim to be so ashamed. They go into hiding. They start to live in fear. They have paranoia.
I got a smile here. Go, go, go. Oh my God! Looking great. You look beautiful, Brittany. Don't do it like that, please. Come on, this is your exercise. Jogging, jogging. Brittany, it's here, it's here, Brittany. It's here.
And most of the times when somebody is humiliated or someone is ashamed, they go into hiding. And what does that mean when they go into hiding? You're not going to see them in the public eye. You're not going to see them in the spotlight. They're literally going to dim their light. It doesn't even have to be a public eye or a spotlight situation. It could be you won't see them in public. You won't see them at school anymore. You won't see them at church anymore. You won't even see them at work anymore. This can literally lead people to quit their job. This can lead people to having PTSD, because people think PTSD is just trauma from war. PTSD can also be caused by black magic. PTSD can also be caused by humiliation ritual and spells, because what can happen is the black magic could be so traumatizing, the humiliation ritual could be so traumatizing, And the humiliation that this person may have endured really put a toll on them to where now they no longer want to go outside. Now they no longer want to be in public. And anytime they're around someone, any type of person, doesn't even matter if they know the person, they're always going to feel that paranoia and fear. What if they know this? What if they know that? What if they're aware of what happened? Do you see what I'm saying? So that is another form of PTSD, and that is also what black magic can do. And humiliation rituals can definitely take a toll on someone to where they end up staying in the home for a very long time. Again, this is one of the main tactics that witches and warlocks use, especially when a person is jealous that you have beautiful light, or they're jealous about your career, they're jealous about your job, or they're jealous of the fact that people like you, they love you. You may be someone that attracts a lot of favor. People love being around you, people love talking to you. You may have a very charismatic personality where, you know, you're just favored. Everybody loves your warm presence, right? And this may really intimidate some people. And due to the fact that these people are in secret competition with you, yeah, they'll go and pay a spiritualist to do a humiliation ritual, because the whole point is they don't want no one to like you. So, and they don't consistently repent, or they don't stop what they're doing. Narcissism, right? And narcissists, yes, they do not like to see anyone outside of them receiving any spotlight, any gratification, any honor, anything like that. So yes, the humiliation ritual is a favorite tactic, because the whole point of a humiliation ritual is they want to ruin your reputation. They want people to see you in a negative light. They want people to dislike you. They don't want you to be confident anymore. They want you to be so humiliated, so embarrassed, you don't show up for work. They want you to be so humiliated, you dim your own light. Now you're no longer chasing your dreams. Now you don't want to go after what God needs you to do in your life, right? So there's a bunch of different things connected to this humiliation ritual, but I have to just give you a quick summary of why people do it and how it can definitely affect one's personality, one's character, if they're not aware as to what's going on. Many of you guys, you will even notice that this may have even stemmed from childhood. Okay, so most humiliation rituals start off from childhood, depending on your family, depending on the household you're from. Some toxic cycles that are generational, some families don't know that they're passing it on because it happened to them. This is the type of parenting that they had to deal with. So this is what they're accustomed to. So this is what they project on their children, right? And then there's some parents who purposely will implement these things on their children, humiliate them and shame them in front of other family members, over the phone, in public, in front of people. And what ends up happening is this tends to dim the child's light from a very young age. The child becomes very self-conscious of themselves, and they start becoming insecure. They start feeling like they're not good enough. And then before you know it, they have this mentality of, I don't want to achieve anything, or I might as well not even try because my dad or my mom or my aunt or my uncle said I'm not going to be anything anyways in life, so I might as well not try. So this tends to, it's almost like a failed programming from a very young age in a child. So when the child gets older, they are not accustomed to fighting for what they want and accustomed to chasing their dreams or goals. They're so accustomed to quitting, giving up. So it becomes a regular part of their adult years now. And they have a hard time finishing things. How many of you guys have had a hard time finishing projects? Every time you start something, you feel like when it gets difficult, you give up. And you don't even fight for it. This usually happens because of something that was implemented within you at a very young age, from a parent or from a guardian, someone that is an elder, okay? And because of the repetitive failures and the repetitive put downs and setbacks, it's almost like you've programmed yourself to think that there's no point of fighting for something if it doesn't come easy. So now when you're an adult, it's like you don't even want to try, right? So a part of the humiliation rituals is they will start doing these things at a young age. Some parents and guardians unaware. Some parents and guardians, they're aware of it, okay?
You're sadly mistaken because you thought being pretty was so much better than being educated or listening to your mom, right? Yes, this is what happens when you don't listen to your mom.
Another form of a humiliation ritual, again, going back to the narcissistic Jezebel spirited person, right? What they will do, if you guys watch the Jezebel video, you will see the traits. Once they gather up their flying monkeys, they will manipulate these flying monkeys into doing the dirty work for them. Planting negative seeds, okay? Telling the flying monkeys a lie or a rumor about that particular person. What will happen is now these flying monkeys are gonna play broken telephone. They're gonna go to another person and tell this person exactly what they heard, but they may add in a few things or they may leave out a few things. Then the person they went to tell this to, they go and tell someone else, but the story's completely changed, or there's a bunch of things that are exaggerated or added to it. Now that person is going to someone else and there's a whole nother story. So now, you know, this happens a lot when people know a little bit of truth about your past, right? And what will happen is they will go and spread a little bit of truth mixed with a bunch of lies. And then that person that's hearing all this, they go and spread a little bit of truth with a bunch more lies. And then the other person that's hearing it, they end up spreading a bunch of lies. And now the truth is slowly starting to deteriorate. It's starting to fade away, right? So now it's just mainly lies. And then before you know it, there's a mass of people spreading these lies and the truth is nowhere to be found, okay? Humiliation rituals are usually done by allowing a lot of people to do the dirty work for them, okay? So when people do it through black magic, what they will do is they will contact the voodoo priest, contact the spiritualist. They will tell the spiritualist or the voodoo priest who they want to humiliate. And the voodoo priest and the spiritualist, they will communicate with the spirits that they are going to use to send to people that are connected to the person they're trying to humiliate. Okay, these are called lying spirits. All right, this happens a lot. Trust me, it happens to a lot of celebrities. It happens to a lot of people in church. It happens to a lot of prophets. Like, it happens a lot. It may even happen to you. It doesn't matter if you're a prophet or celebrity or what. It will happen to anybody. Competition in the workplace, anything, right? Anyone that is just evil enough to go to a voodoo priest or spiritualist, trust me, if they tell the voodoo priest and spiritualist what they want and they pay the amount that the voodoo priest and spiritualist want, trust me, the voodoo priest and spiritualist, they will use spirits, okay? Because spirits are like the most, you know, discreet way to cause this type of effect on someone's life without there being any physical evidence that the perpetrator is actually involved, right? So again, the perpetrator is doing all this without getting their hands dirty. Okay, so what they will do is send these lying spirits, and they will give the spirits instructions on what it is that they want the spirits to do. The spirits will now go to the person they're trying to humiliate, mess things up in that person's life. You'll notice that you're having a lot of dreams about your past, things that are very humiliating, that you're like, wow, why am I having these dreams? And then you'll also notice that these people that are being used as flying monkeys, they'll come out of nowhere and be like, oh, you know, well, I had this dream about this person, or, you know, a lot of them will say, God told me this about this person. Sometimes it may even be, you know, someone saying, I have this weird feeling about this person and I think this person's this. So you'll start noticing that these rumors are coming out of nowhere. But usually when they do send a spirit, it's usually to affect those who do have gifts. Okay, because those who have gifts, they have to be able to hear the spirits. Okay, and they have to be able to be sensitive enough, receptive enough to know, basically aware to know that they're dreaming in the first place, for them to receive that information from the dream or information they hear audibly from the lying spirit, right? So yes, spirits are definitely sent as a form of the humiliation ritual through black magic, but the spell practitioners who do this, they particularly target people who have sensitivity when it comes to gifts. They're dreamers, they can see visions and they can hear. The problem is that these people that have these gifts, they may not be skilled at differentiating the difference between spirits. So they may not know how to distinguish the difference between spirits, right? So because of this, they will think that lying spirit is God, or they will think that dream is from God, or they will think because they know they're gifted, that dream is correct, it's accurate. And what they thought about that person is true, even though they don't know that they are being manipulated by a lying spirit. And what people don't understand about black magic is black magic can definitely affect the people around the person that is targeted. Even if the people don't like the person that is targeted, it will still affect the people around them, okay? Because the people that don't like the person that is targeted, they will be the main ones used to do the dirty work, okay? Those who may like the person who is targeted, it will be hard to convince them. So they will literally have to it's either they're very naive, or they may have to go into prayer and find out from God whether it's true or not. But most of the times they're harder to convince that rumor is true. So usually the spirits target people who already don't like the person, because the enemy knows whose heart is wicked, right? So that's what usually ends up happening. But if it's not spirits being used, right? Because again, that's the preference of those who do black magic. They will literally use the spirits. But again, they will only send the spirits to those who they know is in the criteria of gifts.
She's affecting everybody around your surroundings, whoever trying to help you. This is magic. We can't control it, right?
Yeah.
And like, we are trying to help also. So that's why we are also affected. But I don't care. It's a job that we have to get it done. I do.
So if they know that the person that they're targeting is gifted and the people that are around them also share similarities, they will use this preference. If it's someone in a workplace, there's no like gifts involved, no prophetic gifts or any type of gifts involved, and they're in the workplace, they may just literally manipulate the person through black magic, through rejection, rumors, etc. Right? So again, words are powerful. Life and death is in the tongue. And a lot of the times they don't have to pay a practitioner to cast a spell with their tongue. All they have to do is lie, spread a rumor, and they've already casted a spell with their tongue. And before you know it, all the colleagues are turning on you. All the colleagues are spreading rumors about you. And before you know it, everyone's ganging up on you. And then now you're so ashamed in the workplace because everyone thinks that rumor is true. And they're looking at you as someone that you're not. And now you don't feel comfortable being there. Oh my gosh, I might as well just quit. And that's what they wanted you to do in the first place. Right? So then you quit now, and now what? You're out your promotion. You're out your blessing. Because why? Because they manipulated you into feeling ashamed for something that's not even true. But because the pressure of everyone believing a lie is heartbreaking and it's emotionally messing with you, you couldn't handle it and had to walk away. So again, that is another form of the manipulation, using spells without actual black magic, right? And again, the tongue and lies and rumors, that's all a form of manipulation, okay? So I'm going to talk about the signs that you are affected with a humiliation ritual, okay? So one of the most biggest signs that there's a humiliation ritual going on with you is when you notice that people are going from liking you to hating you. And then you're like, wait, why does everybody go from loving me and liking me, everyone's switching up on me all of a sudden? You have to notice the patterns, okay? There's different signs that connect with one big sign, okay? So yes, it could be envy and jealousy, but at the same time, if these people are turning against you and there's envy and jealousy, but there's no rumors being spread, there's nothing to put you to shame, then that may not be a humiliation ritual. You just may have a lot of haters. Your light may just be too bright, right? But when it's an actual humiliation ritual, you'll notice that not only is there jealousy and envy, but you'll also notice that there's lies. You're hearing rumors all of a sudden. You're noticing that there's a smear campaign. Everyone's talking about you in the workplace. Everyone's looking at you funny. Everybody's talking about you online. If it's online, there's people, doing group chats about you, emails about you. Like, you'll notice that the people that are turning against you, it's because of what's being said about you. It's not just because of jealousy and envy. It's because of what is being said about you. As in, they are turning against you over a lie. They're turning against you over a rumor. And you'll know it's a humiliation ritual because it will be a mass of people. It's not going to be just one or two people. It's going to be a lot of people. And it's going to be the people that are around you. The people that you have to be around in order for you to achieve something. For example, the workplace. You have to go to work to make money, to pay your bills, to buy food, to survive, to get your basic necessities of life, right? So they will affect the people that is in an environment where you have no choice but to be. The whole point of it is they want to affect the way you earn your money. They want to affect the way you survive. They want to affect the way you see life. They want to affect the way you are out in public. They want to affect anything that is around you. So how you'll know that there's a humiliation ritual is you'll notice that the places where you have to be, there is a mass of people who are looking at you in such a way, who are turning against you, who are talking about you, who are spreading rumors, and you have no choice but to be there. And it makes you uncomfortable, so now you have to leave. So you'll notice it's a mass of people. So that's one of the signs. It's a mass of people. And it's always in places where you have to be. For instance, let's just say that you are like myself, like you're on YouTube, okay? And there's people making videos about you, causing and creating a smear campaign. Like that will make someone like myself or you, if you're in that situation, so uncomfortable to where now it's hard for you to even continue to focus and post more videos because all that's in your mind is how many people are believing this lie about you and how many people are accusing you and how everyone's looking at you like something that you're not, right? So that can definitely deter you and make you feel discouraged to where you want to just say, you know what, I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to not post. I'm just going to pull back a bit. This happens a lot with celebrities, right? And here's the thing. If people hear about a celebrity, most of the time people are going to think it's true. Even if it's not true, they'll be quick to believe it. And the reason being is because of how quick it will spread when it's a celebrity. See, if it's just like an average person like myself or like you and we're just like outside, a humiliation ritual may affect like your workplace or your family and all that stuff. But at the same time, you'll be able to kind of cope with it or deal with it. And it may not be as heavy for you to handle, right? Compared to, let's just say now, a celebrity where one rumor that's spread or one video that's made or one lie that's spread, a mass of people are going to believe it. Imagine 1 million people believing a lie about you and talking about that lie in the newspaper, in the article, on videos, and you're seeing this lie everywhere about you. It can be very discouraging and it can make you not even want to leave your home. And this is why you'll notice some celebrities are very private and they pull away and they don't even like to do interviews, and sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. They're not on social media like that. And the reason being is because it becomes too much. That's why a lot of them get publicists and they get people to manage their social media accounts and people to manage things for them because they try to stay away from social media as much as possible. So they hire people to do all the social media content and work for them because the more they're on it, chances are they're gonna bump into a false article about them, which may affect their mood and make them feel discouraged. Can you imagine being in a church and everyone in the church is believing a lie about you, how uncomfortable you'll feel? Imagine the same thing with the workplace. Imagine the same thing with family. If we are embarrassed by family members believing a lie, if we're embarrassed by, the job, going to work and someone, the whole workplace, the whole workforce believing something about us, even if there's 4 people that believe this lie, imagine how embarrassing it is for us, right? So could you imagine if over 1 million people believe a lie about you and they're talking about it consistently and it's spreading like crazy, and then everywhere you look this lie is popping up? And can you imagine the toll it will take on you as a human being? And this is one of the reasons why the Lord said gossiping is detestable to him. Lying is detestable. A person that is a false witness is detestable to him. And the reason for this is because rumors, lies, and gossip, this can destroy one's character. This can destroy someone's emotional state. When you see lies spreading all over the internet, all over newspapers, all over articles, all over text messages, that can lead someone into wanting to commit suicide. Let's keep it real. Because the amount of people that will look at you like something that you're not, and then it's embarrassing going out in public, going to a grocery store, everyone knows you and they know about this rumor, going to your town. It's very embarrassing, and it can make you want to hide away, and it can do a lot to you spiritually. This is emotional abuse. This is emotional spiritual torment, right? And this is why it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or not. Rumors hurt. Lies hurt. Gossip hurts. It can hurt anybody. It does not matter about your status. The thing about it is when people hear celebrities, they think, oh, they're a celebrity, it's okay. A lot of you guys don't like rumors being spread about you, but as soon as there's a celebrity rumor, there's a celebrity video up, everyone's jumping on board and tearing down that celebrity. But when there's a rumor spread about you, it's God's going to vindicate me. Oh my gosh, God, please help me, Lord. God, please help me. I don't like this rumor being spread about me. Lord, I need justice. I need you to vindicate me. God, you said vengeance is yours. It's all about justice when it comes to you. But everyone that's requiring justice when it's done to them is doing it to people because of their high status. And it does not matter what your status is, because a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, you know, they're celebrities. So what? What do you mean, so what? They're still human beings. Well, most celebrities pay witches and pay warlocks and they do evil stuff. Not all celebrities are evil, one. Two, if you're saying it's okay to spread a rumor about people or someone because you think they're doing evil, what about the aunt that's doing evil to you? What about the family member who's doing witchcraft? What about the person in the church that's doing witchcraft? You see what I'm saying? So we cannot pick and choose who deserves to be humiliated, who deserves to be gossiped about, who deserves to be slandered because of their status, because then you become a hypocrite if that's the case. You have to understand that David had a status. Did he deserve to go through what he went through when people were coming after him, when Saul came after him? Esther has a status. Did she deserve to be come up after by Haman? You see what I'm saying? Daniel had status. Did Daniel deserve to be thrown in the lion's den? Job had status. Did Job deserve to go through what he went through? Do you get where I'm coming from? Like Solomon had status too. A lot of the people that we read about in the Bible, the prophets and God's people, a lot of them had status. They were considered celebrities as well. The whole meaning of a celebrity is anyone that has some sort of status that is well known publicly, that everyone is aware of, that is a celebrity. Right? So you cannot pick and choose who deserves to be slandered, who deserves to be gossiped about, etc., 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 because of their status. Because if you don't like being gossiped about and lied on, then you shouldn't be doing it to anybody else. It does not matter what their status is, right? And what people don't understand is, yes, celebrities are talked about a lot. Humiliation rituals are done on celebrities a lot. And the reason why this is one of the favorite rituals that is done on celebrities is because they know they'll have a huge effect on particular celebrities. Why? Because they know that people are going to believe it because they're well known. Celebrities are usually the ones used as scapegoats to take the bait for those who are actually extremely demonic. I'm not saying that there's celebrities who are not demonic. There are some who are demonic. What I'm saying is, majority of them, they're scapegoats. They're used as scapegoats. And the humiliation ritual is done on them all the time because there's going to be success through it because of the mass of people that are aware of them. So versus a rumor being spread about someone in a workplace, the world's not going to know about that rumor. So that humiliation ritual won't have a huge effect on that person in the workplace versus a celebrity that's well known. But we have to be careful on selective outrage, and we have to be careful on going against what is right, going against what God is telling us to do, all because someone has status. You got to be careful of that because you can be tricked into being a flying monkey. You can be tricked into jumping on a hate train. You could be tricked into spreading rumors and gossiping over a celebrity because of their status. And let's keep it real. A lot of people, they're hiding the fact that they're jealous of the person's lifestyle. They're jealous of the person's life. They want what the person has. And that is why a lot of them are okay with gossiping about someone and tearing someone up. Because look, it happens to many of you guys. You may not even be where you want to be yet, but you have haters. You have people trying to tear you down. You have people who are jealous of your lifestyle and you don't even have anything, or you may not even be where you want to be yet. So you have to understand it's the same concept with some of these celebrities. You have to understand that per every witch that is attacking us, there's 10 witches per every witch attacking that celebrity. Do you get what I'm saying? So you have to, because of their status, there's more people, there's a mass of people who are aware of them. There's more jealousy, there's more envy. So you have to also be careful of the selective outrage and picking and choosing who deserves what, because everyone should not be treated as such. It does not matter who they are. We do not, even if the person's evil, we don't repay evil with evil. We don't slander someone or spread rumors about someone because we think they're evil. And most of the time, people think someone's evil because of what someone else is saying, because they don't know the person personally. If you don't know that person personally and you ain't in their house behind closed doors to see them be evil, why do you think they're evil? Because someone said that they're evil? Because someone said that they heard that they're evil? That can be a lying spirit. That can be a gossiper. That can be a rumor that's being spread, right? So you have to be careful not to fall into that trap, especially if we don't like that being done to us. We got to pull back and not be doing that to anybody else. It's just that simple, because a lot of people don't understand that they are willingly participating in a humiliation ritual when they do this. The real people behind the scenes who are demonic and evil, they're not in the public eye. That's a whole nother conversation. The people that you like to call Illuminati and all that, they're not even in the public eye. This is a whole secret society behind the scenes. The celebrities are usually the ones that take the bait. They're used as scapegoats. Again, the humiliation ritual is done to a lot of celebrities in order to keep the heat off of the real people who are part of these secret societies and groups. Right? So let's keep it all the way 100. And if you're gifted in the spiritual, you'll know. You will know. Most of the times, the celebrities that are actually accused of being this, they be trying to warn us. They be trying to tell us things. But I ain't gonna say much. I will say this: be careful who you put your mouth on, and not just because someone has status does not mean they deserve to be gossiped about, lied on. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't like it being done to you and you're quick to you're quick to go on your knees and ask God for vindication and to deal with your enemies, God is not going to vindicate you if you're doing it to someone else because you heard this, you heard that, or because you heard this from a gossip channel, because now you're a hypocrite. Even if you say, oh, well, this celebrities pay witches and stuff like that. Celebrities do this, celebrities do that. So does your aunt. So does people in the church. So does people in the workplace. There's a lot of people out here who are not well known who pay witches to attack us too. You know, so that's what I mean when I say selective outrage. We got to be careful to not do something that is detestable to the Lord all because of someone's status, which definitely underlines there's a deeper issue within you pertaining to you feeling some type of way about that person's status, right? So we have to be honest with ourselves here, okay? Another sign that you've been affected by the humiliation ritual, I already spoke about this sign earlier, but I want to elaborate on more details. So again, going back to the family members, you'll notice that if you're a scapegoat or a black sheep in the family, you'll notice that every time something happens to you, there's particular family members who jump on the phone and they gossip about all the things that you're doing wrong, but they never talk about what you're doing right. They never gossip about how good your life is going or what you're doing that's amazing or how proud they are of you. They're usually only talking to other family members about you when things are going wrong. So now that has caused you to look more horrible to other family members. So now you went from being a sheep to a black sheep. Okay. And the reason for that is because now everyone's looking at you in a negative light. Okay. And you're also being used as a scapegoat because these negative conversations has happened about you. And anything that happens, they're going to instantly blame you for it. Because why? Because of the previous conversations that were had about you. Right. So whoever's doing this in the family, that person either did it unknowingly, like I stated before, or they're doing it willingly, right? And they're doing it in hopes to turn you and make you look like something that you're not in order for you to be blamed for things. And that is usually done to break you down. That is another sign that the humiliation ritual has been affecting you, is you'll notice that a lot of times you're blamed for something you didn't do. And a lot of times there was rumors and stuff being spread about you in the family that was not true, in order to make you look like something that you're not. Another one of the main signs that a humiliation ritual is being done on you is people consistently bringing up your past, whether it be family, whether it be friends, whether it be work, people in the workplace, colleagues, etc. You will know, because you'll notice that no matter what, people continue to bring up your past. And you'll know it's a humiliation ritual because that is the only thing that they have to use against you to try to make you look bad. They're not bringing up anything they know that's factual. You'll notice that in order for them to paint you in a negative light, they have to bring up something you did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 3 years ago. Because that person will consistently use this as justification to use you as a scapegoat again, to blame you, to spread rumors about you, to smear campaign your name. They will use this as an excuse to justify their wrongdoings towards you. They will also try to get people to jump on board. Okay, again, workplace, church, anything, right? And family, etc. Another way you'll know also is when you keep dreaming about something you did in your past. And you keep having these reoccurring dreams of it, but you've repented, you've asked for forgiveness, but for some reason, you keep dreaming about this. This means that there's a humiliation ritual currently being done. And whoever is doing the ritual, they're using spells. They're using black magic. And the point of this is to discourage you, is to make you go back to not forgiving yourself, feeling like you don't deserve the blessings that you're getting, feeling like you don't deserve to be this changed person. This is usually done to manipulate you and to put you to shame. So now you can become your worst enemy. So now you can start feeling discouraging. So now you can start putting yourself down. And that's how you'll know, is because you'll consistently have recurring dreams of your past, things that you're not proud of, things that you did wrong in the past, even though you've already repented and forgiven yourself for these things and God has already forgiven you. You'll notice it's repetitive. That's how you'll know. That usually means also that whoever's doing the spell work on you is aware of your past. This means that whoever paid this spell practitioner has given them information about your past and has told them things that may have made you feel discouraged. I don't know if you guys saw the video that's out yet pertaining to, I don't think it's out yet, but I don't know if you guys understand, if I told you guys yet, but maybe your first time knowing this, but she had to tell them everything about my life growing up. Things I like, things I don't like, things that I'm embarrassed about, all these things. And the spell practitioner utilized this information in his black magic in order to affect me. So that's how I know all this, right? Because one, I'm discerned and gifted, not to boast. I'm just letting you know, like I'm pretty educated with my spiritual gifts, right? I know how to distinguish the difference between spirits, but not only that, but I'm well aware, because I have that relationship with God, I can hear God audibly. I'm well aware of the types of rituals that they do. And that's why I'm letting you know that when you have repetitive dreams about your past and you're noticing that these dreams are starting to occur when you have very important things to do that month, that week, assignments to complete, things that you know that you have to be emotionally stable to be able to finish, complete, achieve, you'll notice that these dreams come in, and it's to discourage you, it's to mess with you emotionally. And that is when you know someone's specifically targeting you by using your past, is when you keep having these recurring dreams of your past. Okay, another way you'll know, let's talk about dreams now and visions, is your dreams will be twisted. Usually when your dreams are twisted, it means there's black magic involved and there's spirits involved. Okay, but when you dream about yourself being naked in front of a bunch of people, or naked in public, or topless in public in a dream, or barefoot in a dream, that usually means there's a humiliation ritual being done, which means that there is someone using black magic trying to do a humiliation ritual on you. And again, this is done to make you feel ashamed, make you feel discouraged. If anybody was to see you naked, you would feel ashamed, embarrassed, you know? And the reason why you're having dreams about this is because God is letting you know there is someone doing a humiliation ritual on you. And that is why in the dream, you are naked, you are ashamed, you're the most vulnerable. Everyone could see you, you're trying to hide your body parts, right? And that's how you know that there's someone either plotting to embarrass you, or they've already started the humiliation ritual, whether it be black magic or whether it be the smear campaign or the rumors. But their goal is to make you feel ashamed, embarrassed, to try to get you to run away. Because if you're in public and you're naked, you're not going to stand there and be like, look at me. No, you're going to cover your body parts and try to run and hide, right? So when you have dreams about that, that means that a humiliation ritual is definitely being done in that moment. Okay, so now let's talk about the dream state. This is a very crazy topic, and this may even be a video on its own because there's too much details for it to be just in this video combined with something else. But I will say that most people think that all dreams are from God. Let me just elaborate. To dream is a gift. That is a gift on its own. Being a dreamer is a gift. The gift itself came from God because all good gifts come from above. Just like in the physical, when we have gifts, but some people, they utilize their gifts for negativity. Some people, they have prophetic dreams about people or prophetic visions about people, and these dreams and visions are good, but they'll twist it and make it look bad to make someone look bad. That means the person is gifted, but they're utilizing their gifts for evil, right? Some people, they have dreams of someone being successful, and then they go and pay a practitioner to block it. That person's gifted, but they're utilizing their gift for evil, right? We have free will being on this earth. Just like you have the free will to go to the grocery store, you have the free will to contact your ex, you have the free, God gives us free will for a reason. It's the same concept when it comes to the spiritual realm and when it comes to your gifts. Being a dreamer, the gift itself came from God, but evil people also have the gift to dream. It does not mean that the gift did not come from God. The gift came from God, but they're choosing to use their free will to utilize that gift in a negative way. When you are in a dream, there are some people that can enter your dream and they can do things in your dream, right? And let me give you an example of this. How many times have you guys had a dream where in the dream you're aware? You're like, okay, I know I'm dreaming. Let me not go down that path. That path is okay. And you're making decisions in the dream, and you're aware in the dream that you're making these decisions. You're making the right decisions, and sometimes you may make the wrong decisions. How many times have you guys been in a dream where you have no control over your own actions and thoughts, and you're like, why am I doing this? I would never do something like this. But in some dreams, you're aware and you can prevent certain things, you can stop certain things and all of that. Most of the times when you're in a dream and you're doing things that you have no control over and you're like, why am I doing this? Most of the times there's hypnosis involved. There's witchcraft involved. There's manipulation involved. And that is, in that moment, your spirit was vulnerable and you may have eaten something or you may have fell in the trap of the hypnosis. That's why you may end up doing things that you're not proud of or that you would not normally do, right? But in some dreams, you're aware. Just like you're aware in these dreams and you can make decisions in the dreams where you're not hypnotized and you're like, okay, I know right from wrong. That is the same concept when an evil person enters the dream, the same dream as you, they illegally enter it and you see them and they start doing wickedness. They start doing evil in that dream, right? And they try to fight you or to hurt you. And they're well aware that they're doing it. And sometimes a person may enter the dream, may be used by an evil person, and they may be under hypnosis and they may attack you in the dream, unaware that they're actually doing this. They may wake up and be like, why did I attack this person? I would never do something like that because of the hypnosis, right? The point of the matter is dreams can definitely be manipulated. And a lot of people may not believe this, but it's the truth. Dreams can be manipulative. Just like when some of you guys are aware when you're in a dream and you know not to do something, an evil person can enter your dream, right? And they can literally do things to manipulate you. Why do you think witches come in the dream and feed you food? Because that is a form of binding. That is a way of how they can bind your spirit in order for the witchcraft to have an effect on you in the physical. So first they have to get a hold of the spirit in order for it to affect you in the physical. But how are they going to do this? The only way to manipulate you is through food. The only way to manipulate you is by sending you a masquerading spirit that looks like someone that you trust, and you not knowing that it's actually a demon, and you thinking it's that person you trust because they manipulated you by using the face of the person that you trust. So now you're opening up to them in the dream. You're hugging them in the dream. You're kissing them in the dream. And then now you wake up sick. You wake up feeling like you've been binded, like you've been under a spell. Why? Because they knew to send that spirit in the dream. They knew to manipulate you in the dream. So dreams can definitely be manipulated. We have free will in the spiritual realm, just like we have free will in the physical realm, right? And there's people, just like when they do evil in the physical realm, just like a person may rob the bank in the physical realm, or they may do voodoo in the physical realm, or they may, spread rumors and lies about you in the physical realm. The same free will can happen in the spiritual realm. So if you guys watch the movie Inception, that's a good movie. It exposes the dream state. You will see that a lot of these people, they know how to enter the dreams of others. And they end up doing things and shifting the dreams in order for it to work out the way they want it to work out. Or they'll go into the dream and shift it, twist it, do evil things and manipulate the dream. How many times have you guys had a dream where something's going well for you? God is revealing something to you. You're receiving the prophecy. And before you know it, the dream turns dark. Now there's someone trying to block you from receiving the answers, block you from hearing clearly. Then you have to wake up and pray, rebuke, and denounce it, right? That means that somebody interfered with your dream and someone twisted and manipulated it, okay? Same thing with visions. Visions can be twisted and manipulated. These are what is called shapeshifters. These are spirits, demons that can shapeshift. And that a lot of that happens. And this is the favorite tactic used in a humiliation ritual. And the reason for this is because the only way some people will believe someone is bad is if they see something in the spirit or a vision or a dream of this person being bad. And the only way to convince people of this is they have to send a spirit to shapeshift as that person to do wickedness. So when the person wakes up, oh, I had a dream about this person's so bad. I had a vision about this person's so bad. Not realizing that a form of distinguishing the difference between spirits and testing the spirit is distinguishing what is truly that person from what is a masquerading spirit. Now, this is not something that you can just be advanced in overnight. This takes a lot of time, a lot of training, in order for you to be able to discern accordingly. Usually what happens is when you are dealing with a shapeshifted spirit or a false spirit pretending to be someone and using their face or their body, you'll notice that if you're in the dream and you see that person and you're like, I want to know if it's a spirit, demonic spirit, or if it's really the person, call the person out. I rebuke you for using this person's face or this person's body. Once you rebuke the spirit, what will happen is if it's an actual demon, they will reveal themselves as a demon, or whatever mask that they're wearing, it will fall off. But if it's actually the person, you will not see them shift. They will stay the same. Do you get it? So that is how you will find out if someone is really using someone's face or someone's body in order to frame them. People who are doing humiliation rituals, they like to disguise themselves and they like to shapeshift, or they'll send spirits to shapeshift as the person they are trying to humiliate. Then they will go into dreams and they will do things. Okay, they'll manipulate things in the dream to make you see this person in a negative light. This has caused so many people to miss out on opportunities. Because why? The person that they are targeting is being looked at as a good person. They're up for promotion. And before you know it, the employer now has a bad dream of that person and they give the promotion to someone else. Not realizing this is a shape-shifting masqueraded as the good person in order to ruin their reputation, in order to shift their path, their destiny. This happens a lot with celebrities. Again, celebrities are used as scapegoats. So a lot of the people who want the celebrities to take the blame for a lot of things that they're doing, they will shapeshift as these celebrities and enter the dreams. And what they will do is they'll enter the dreams and do wicked things and then have people wake up, go online and create smear campaigns about these specific celebrities. So I know it's very deep and not everyone's going to understand this. You have to understand the layers behind gifts, because gifts are not just gifts. A dreamer is not just a dreamer. A dream is not just a dream. A vision is not just a vision. Hearing something audibly is not just hearing it audibly. There's layers behind each gift. There's levels. Just like there's levels of realms, there's levels to each gift. You still have to distinguish the spirit and distinguish and test the spirit even in the dreams, even in the visions. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of black magic, these people can shapeshift using spirits. These people can shapeshift, twist dreams, twist visions in order to deter you from an opportunity, or to deter you from a person. And here's the thing, if you already believe someone is bad and demonic and evil, you're going to dream about them. So sometimes it's really your thoughts and feelings towards that person is why you are dreaming about that person being bad. Right? So if you think they're bad already and you don't like them and you're envious of them, of course you're going to dream negative things about them. Because those dreams are coming from your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. But then there are dreams that are manipulated. But then there are dreams from God. You see what I'm saying? So yes, dreams, the gift to dream itself is from God. But can dreams be manipulated? Absolutely. So can visions. So you're telling me spirits have the ability to lie in someone's ear, but they don't have the ability to shapeshift in dreams. They don't have the ability to twist dreams and visions. That's why you have to test the spirit. Even in the dreams, even in the visions, you got to test the spirit. Confirm everything. Okay? Then there is being live in the spirit. Being live in the spirit is not the same as dreaming. Being live in the spirit means you are live in the spiritual realm. As in, you're not dreaming. Everyone's in the realm. Things are happening in the realm. Food's being given to you in the realm. Things are being shapeshifted in the realm. There's a difference. Being live in the realm means that you are live. It's playing out right then and there. It's not a dream. It's not a vision. It's live. Remember that the motives behind how we use our gifts determines whether we are utilizing our gifts for the kingdom of God or are we utilizing it for the kingdom of darkness. Going back to what I said about free will, just like you have free will to do things in the physical, people have free will as well in the spiritual realm. And there's a lot of people who utilize their gifts negatively and who will do things in the spiritual realm in order to manipulate people physically and create a whole humiliation ritual. And this is why God wakes us up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, and he will say, pray, rebuke, denounce, cancel. What we experienced in the dream, someone tried to do a spell on us. Someone tried to bind our spirit with food. Someone tried to shapeshift. So when God wakes us up to rebuke, denounce, and cancel it, it's because what we are doing is canceling their attempts in the spiritual realm. We're canceling their attempts in the dream from manifesting in the physical. That's why God tells us to wake up and cancel, denounce, and rebuke it. This happens a lot in the church. And this is one of their favorite tactics to do to celebrities and to do to prophets. Because they try to taint the person's image. The people that mainly fall for these things in the spiritual realm, the masquerade spirits, the twisting of dreams, are baby Christians. Those who don't understand the gifts and don't understand the layers of the gifts and understand what can be done. They will be the ones that fall for it. And before you know it, they're slandering online. They're doing smear campaigns, trying to ruin a person's reputation. And they're all doing it and saying it's in the name of God. When really and truly, everything they're doing is detestable to God. When really and truly, they didn't even test the spirit in the spiritual realm or in the dreams. They just woke up, had a dream, and jumped on board of the hate train. So with live encounters in the spirit, live encounters, it's like you will feel everything that is going on. Your body will feel it. If a spirit tries to have sex with you, you will feel it in your body. That's a live encounter. If someone feeds you food in your sleep, you will literally taste it as your physical body will taste it as you're sleeping. That is a live encounter. And this is why God will wake you up to cancel, rebuke, and denounce it, because that is a live encounter that someone's having with your spirit. That means that there's someone that is with your spirit live in the spirit. Not a dream, but live, okay? Witches and warlocks love doing their spells, mainly more live in the spirit than in the dream, right? Live means like you guys are at it. That's why when God wakes up and says, hey, pray 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and he says pray, he's wanting you to pray while the person is doing the witchcraft in that moment, so it has no effect on you. Being live in the spirit, you'll feel everything in your physical body when you're live in the spirit. So if you're crying in the spirit, you're going to wake up crying. If you're laughing in the spirit, you're going to hear yourself laughing in the physical. These are live encounters. Another sign of a humiliation ritual is what they will do, these witches and warlocks, is they will bind the people that don't like you. They will bind them in the spirit. So what they will do is they will seek out the people who hate you. In the spirit, they will bind them. They will do spells on them in the spirit. So again, baby Christians are usually tricked into doing these things. So what these witches and warlocks would do is they will bind people who don't like you, or bind people they can use who are not discerned, who are not don't know how to distinguish. And almost like a puppet master and puppets. Because once someone binds you in the spirit, they try to have control of your spirit. That's why they do the binding. They try to control your spirit, right? To get you to do whatever they want. Once they bind you, they will start giving you instructions in the spirit. And before you know it, you're waking up and you're hearing these instructions, thinking what to do, not realizing that someone is using you as their puppet. Because you didn't wake up, rebuke, denounce, and cancel it, you instantly think, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Before you know it, you're being manipulated by a lying spirit. And now you're doing things that they're telling you to do. So again, I want to remind you, before we go into the next sign, humiliation rituals are usually done by people who don't want you to progress, move forward. They want to block your destiny. They want to mess up your marriage. They want to mess up your friendships. They want you to be isolated. They don't want anyone to love you. They don't want anyone to appreciate you. They don't want you receiving any recognition. They don't want you comfortable enough to shine your light. They don't want you to have anything good. So basically, they want to put you to shame. They want you to go into hiding. Okay. There's a difference between, revealing something publicly and it being the truth and God telling you to do it. Right? Because it's going to help a lot of people. And this needs to be revealed because God has already given this person a lot of warnings or grace and they haven't been listening. There's a difference between that versus someone trying to purposely ruin your reputation, ruin opportunities for you out of jealousy, out of envy, trying to slander you, trying to turn people against you. There's a big difference. And again, they do, a lot of the times they do this in the spirit. They will try to attack. They'll even pretend to be you in the spirit. Use your face, your body, attack people. And then when these people wake up, they see you as an attacker. They see you as a bad person, right? When I found out that my mom was doing witchcraft on me, the reason why it took me a long time to even, accept the fact that it was her is because I don't want to believe my mom does this. Who wants to believe their own mother's doing this, right? So that was one of the reasons. The second was because I knew that these spirits can masquerade. I knew they can shapeshift. I knew they can try to cause turmoil in families, friendships, marriages. I knew they would try to paint the picture of someone in a negative way to make you believe they're bad. I knew of this because I've experienced it. So I knew that this was all real. So when God kept showing me via vision, I kept denying it because I did not want to believe it, because I wanted to make sure that I was not accusing her falsely. Again, it was when I got the reoccurring confirmations. Not only that, I got a lot of the reoccurring confirmations during a fast, not just dreams, but visions. I had to connect the dots with everything I was seeing in the spirit, with my childhood growing up, with the things that she said to me, with the abuse I've endured. That all connected the dots. And then the best confirmation that I received that let me know that I can no longer be in denial was after I saw her face in a vision. I know God's voice. I audibly heard the Lord say, "It's her. It's your mom." Then after he said that, the Holy Spirit came through. The Lord came to me face to face in the Spirit. I was face to face with the Holy Spirit in the Spirit. And that is how I knew, okay, I can no longer be in denial. So God had to reveal himself, okay, in the Spirit for me to be like, wow. So when you want to know if something is true about someone, it's okay to want to get multiple confirmations. To be honest, it's the most responsible thing to do rather than to blame someone, right? Because you don't want to be false witnessing and you don't want to accuse someone, block your blessings, and put yourself in a position to where now you're going to have the same energy and apologize to them the way you tried to embarrass them or the way you tried to shame them or whatever. It's best to go into a fast and get multiple confirmations from God so you're not hurting anybody. And that's what I had to do. Then when I finally came out of denial and I received all the confirmations, that's when I followed God's instructions and I did what God told me to do, and I got the physical evidence that it was indeed my mom. So you have to remember that distinguishing the difference between spirits and receiving full confirmations, all this takes time and all this takes patience and wisdom. It doesn't happen overnight, okay? The other signs that humiliation ritual are being done is you're consistently gaslighting yourself. You're trying to convince yourself that whatever is happening is not happening, and it's almost like you're gaslighting yourself. You're going through mental torment, spiritual torment. You're walking on eggshells. You see what I mean? You know you're a good person. You know you're not doing anything wrong. You know that there are lies that they're being spread about you, but you're still asking yourself, maybe there is maybe some truth to this. You know for a fact you were in your home when that car got stolen from your friend's garage. But because of the amount of people accusing you of it, you will literally question your reality, question if you were really home, even though you know you were home. You will start to want to stay indoors. You will go through mental torment. Humiliation rituals will cause you to be sleep deprived. You will be so humiliated, so ashamed, you can't even sleep. And you're ashamed of something that you didn't even do. But you won't be able to sleep. It will mess with your sleep. You'll be sleep deprived. You'll want to hide. And all of this is to mess with you emotionally so you do not become the best version of who you're supposed to be for God. So all of this is to hinder you and to slow you down. The worst feeling in the world is mental torment. Because you cannot hide from your own mind. You cannot hide from your own spirit. So even if you know that you're a good person and you didn't do anything wrong, it's the fact that so many people are saying that you did, and you are watching so many people tear you apart. That alone will cause mental torment. That alone will make you go into depression. That alone will open the door for the spirit of suicide. That alone will cause you to have PTSD. So humiliation ritual is not just humiliation. It's a bunch of things combined in order to mentally torment you into humiliation. It's a manipulative tactic that can manipulate one's emotions of self, one's awareness of self, one's ability to do things, the basic things in life, to stay happy, to stay peaceful. This is one of the worst things that anyone can do to someone else. And this is why it's so detestable to the Lord, to gossip, to spread rumors, to falsely accuse people. This is why it's so detestable to false witness, because when you are a false witness, many others will false witness. And when there's a majority of people are saying something is true, people are going to start to believe it. And if that person is innocent, they didn't do anything wrong, that person is being emotionally, mentally, and physically abused. And that opens doors for other spirits to torment them. So if you are a Christian, you believe in God, you should not be participating in gossip, in rumors, and slanders, because you are contributing to opening a door for the spirit of depression and suicide to torment an innocent person, because you want the gratification, you want the laughter, you want to mock, because you may see that person's life or these rumors as tea, not understanding what you are doing to that innocent person. And that will cause the person to go through so much mental torment. They start to lose sanity. Then when they do this humiliation ritual and they see it's working, the person's sleep deprived, the person's stressed out, they're emotionally distraught. Now their body becomes so weak and their spirit becomes so weak. The spell practitioner now sends other spirits. The spell practitioner now does other forms of black magic. And now it's gonna actually affect the victim so much more, because the victim's not emotionally strong now. They're torn apart. Sometimes an evil black magic spell practitioner has to use one spell to break that person's spirit. And when that person's vibration is low and they're no longer high in the spirit and they're feeling very low and distraught, then they send in the other spells. And now will have a harsh effect on that person. Now the spirits that they're sending to torment this person is causing them to go mentally insane. Now they're in the psych ward, diagnosed with schizophrenia. Now they're being diagnosed with depression. So the whole point of the humiliation ritual is to put this person to shame, to make this person go mentally insane, because they're so ashamed, they're so humiliated, and now more spirits are tormenting them. Now they're doing more magic on them, and now they're going to get them in the psych ward. Do you see how this all layers? Do you see how this all connects? Do you see how, one door can open a door for multiple spirits? When you are participating in rumors, when you are participating in spreading lies, you are participating in that humiliation ritual. You are no different from the evil practitioner who summoned up this ritual, who summoned up these spirits. You are no different from the person that's paying them, because now you are contributing to spreading it like wildfire. You are helping them. You are helping that witch. You are helping that warlock, right? And this is why many of you guys who participate in this stuff, rumor, slander, gossip, this is why many of you guys, you're noticing you're hindered, you're blocked, you're not able to move forward, because you're doing the very things that are detestable to the Lord. And then many of you guys who participate in it unknowingly, some of you knowingly, then you wonder why vindication is not here. Then you wonder why there's no justice. And you wonder why you're delayed. Your heart has to change before God can open the door of breakthroughs for you. I'm saying this because I want to show you guys the dangers of this and how spreading something, participating in something, is you participating and helping that witch, that warlock, who originally did the humiliation ritual. You can't sit there and call a specific celebrity a witch, but you participating in the gossip and the slanders and the rumors that were spread from someone who was used by a lying spirit and a witch in order to frame that person who they're claiming is a witch. I'm just keeping it real, because God shows me some people in the spirit who mind their business, and he shows me the amount of people that jump on board to tear this person down because they envy this person's success, they envy this person's life, and they want the clicks and views. And then the Lord shows me how many people who claim to love him, who claim to be Christians, jump on this train and contribute to that humiliation ritual. And the whole time this is happening and all these lies are spreading, that particular person that they are trying to embarrass ain't doing nothing wrong. So I just want to share that awareness that just because someone has a status does not mean that you have to gossip and tear them down. Don't matter what their status is. The solution, I've already mentioned so many solutions in this. One of the biggest solution, first and foremost, before we even continue with the solutions, where is the origin of this? Where is this originated from? Let me tell you what the Lord showed me. Let me tell you what the Lord showed me. This was a very scary sight. And I talked about this in my book. I talked about a lot of this in my book. One night I was sleeping. I was live in the spirit. I looked around me and there was brimstones everywhere. And I was like, what is going on? But they were not hot, fiery red brimstones. They looked like burnt charcoal, like burnt. There was smoke, but it was burnt. And I was looking around. I was like, oh my gosh. I was shaking because I'm like, why am I here? What's going on? I then saw. I looked on the side. I saw a tall witch, big witch. Okay. She was wearing all black. She had this big cape. She reminded me of Maleficent, but not the face or the horns. The attire, the outfits were like almost like Maleficent. It was all black cape, long dress. Her face was green, like we see with the Halloween, the green witches with the bumps on their face. That look came from somewhere. It's not a coincidence why every Halloween decoration or every display of a witch is the green face and the bump. It's the reason why that is the main look is because it originated from somewhere. And I saw the original. She had green face, but it was burnt, sagging, green skin dripping off, all that. And there was bumps on it. Long nose and everything. Long pointy hat. I knew that was the witch, and I knew that was the original witch that I was seeing. The original demon. And she was standing, and then when I noticed, she was talking and she was giving orders to all these demons. I looked and there was a bunch of demons. Nobody could see me. So I was invisible. The Lord allowed me to be invisible because he wanted me to see this. There was all these demons. There was a mass of them, and she was standing there giving instructions. And I'm in the corner at the back watching everything go down. I was shaking because I was terrified. I was terrified. Let me tell you something. I have seen demons. When I'm physically awake, I saw them. And when I'm sleeping, I saw them. I even saw how Satan looks. And he shapeshifts. Sometimes he looks one way, sometimes he looks another way. He shapeshifts. She was scariest I've ever seen. My goodness, I was scared. She was giving them instructions. And one of the demons were talking to her, and they were saying to her what one of the prophets of God was doing. And she gave that demon instructions, and she said, shame them. So she gave these demons instructions to shame the prophets of God. So they all agreed and they all left. I saw them all leaving. As they left, the Lord transformed that. Like he brought me out of that. They didn't see me. I was invisible. He brought me out of that. As he brought me out of that, I woke up. I was sweating. I went on my knees. I prayed. I rebuked, denounced, and canceled it. Because I'm like, what is that? I was trembling. When I went to lay back down, the Lord let me know that I was okay. There's no need for me to be afraid. He allowed me to see that because he wanted me to see the origin, where the information for witches, the instructions for witches, where it originates from. And he wanted me to see where the humiliation ritual originates from. So when he told me all this, I said, okay, God, I get it. I understood. I went back to bed. As I was dozing back off, he showed me how the spirits that got the instructions from that head witch in hell, the head demon, those spirits went to the witches on the land. And the witches on the land, which is earth, they don't look like witches. They don't have the green face, the long nose, the pointy hat. A lot of them look normal. But these specific demons brought the information to these witches on the land, and these witches on the land, They started doing the spells, the humiliation rituals to attack God's prophets, to attack God's people. And everything I discussed in this video pertaining to the humiliation ritual and how the spiritualists do it and how they will use people, even baby Christians, they'll use baby Christians to do their dirty work and everything like that. These instructions all originated from the head witch in hell. But the witches on the land are the ones that do the work. They receive the orders from the spirits and then they do the work. And then a part of the work is to get people to do the dirty work for them. Do you get it? So it's like, how to explain it? So it's like the best way to explain it is, let's just say you're in the office, you're doing the marketing, you have a manager who's ahead of you, then you have the CEO who's ahead of the manager, then you have the company owner who's ahead of the CEO, and then you have the head place. Like, that's the best way to describe it, you know? So that is where it originated from. The orders come from hell, obviously, but sometimes it doesn't come directly from Satan. That head witch gets orders from Satan. The head witch gives orders to the demons whisper to the witches do what they need to do. Everything you see in the spirit, dreams, visions, confirm it with God. Even if you have to confirm it more than once, confirm it with God. Because sometimes God may show you the face of someone and then he may show you something evil that's happening, but it doesn't mean the person is evil. It can mean God is showing you that this is the evil that's being done to the person he's showing you. But sometimes people are so quick to jump on board on a hate train because they already don't like the person. They will misinterpret what they're seeing, or they'll twist it on purpose in order to feel gratification of tearing that person down, because they don't want that person to move ahead in life. They're jealous of that person, right? So sometimes visions can come in like God is showing you the face of someone, and after he shows you the person's face, he's showing you a witch. It does not mean the person's a witch. It can mean that there's a witch attacking this person for you to see them in a negative light. How are you going to know? Confirm with God more than once. If you have to go into a fast, go into a fast. Ask God, God, what did you mean when you showed me that? Does that mean that person's a demon? Does that mean that person's a witch? Does that mean that person's evil? Why are you showing me this? Okay, God, I'm going to confirm again. Because let me tell you something. Confirming multiple times does not mean that you're not obedient, you don't trust God. It means you're being responsible. You are learning and training how to distinguish, how to discern. It's better to confirm than to make a mistake, because that mistake can cause that person who you innocently accused or you innocently gossiped about. There's no such thing as innocently gossiped. That person that you talked about, that person you spread rumors about, that can open the door for them to be tormented and fighting suicide, depression, all because you did not confirm with God. You don't want to be accompanying, participating, and working with the head witch in hell, all because you didn't confirm. Before you test the spirit in anybody else, make sure you test your spirit. Make sure your heart is in the right place. Because sometimes we can make decisions based on the spirit we're operating from. And because we're not testing our spirits, we will make the wrong decisions. Test your heart before you speak about someone else, before you talk about someone else. Is this coming from a good place? Am I saying this because I don't like the person? Am I saying this because I dislike the person? Or am I saying this and articulating it respectfully because God has told me to do so? Am I revealing and exposing this because God has told me to do so? And me doing it, am I receiving gratification out of exposing them? Or am I really feeling sorry for them and wanting them to change, but I have to be obedient and do the right thing? Am I trying to ruin their reputation? Am I trying to make them look like something that they're not? You have to test your spirit before you test the spirit of anybody else's. Because let me tell you something, if your spirit's not good and you ain't operating from a good place, you're going to see everybody has a bad spirit because of your spirit. If you operating from the spirit of jealousy, you're going to see that person as prideful, boastful, demonic, a witch, a warlock, because they have status. You got to remove the plank out of your eye first before you talk about what's in someone else's eye. Do not gossip and spread misinformation about people. If you hear about something and you don't know if it's true or not, do not spread it to the next person. Even if you hear it's true, do not spread it. If it's being told to you or you hear about it, do not participate in watering that seed, because you're just as guilty. When it comes back down to the source that planted that seed, they go through God's wrath and there's vengeance. Everyone that has watered it is a part of that wrath. They will be hindered. They will be blocked because they chose to water that seed. It's like sowing a seed in toxic soil. And you're expecting a fruitful tree to grow out of it. It ain't gonna grow. The Lord's gonna have to cut down that fig tree. The only way to remove yourself, detach yourself from that, is you have to repent. So going to the next step, next solution. If you've spread rumors about someone, you gossiped about someone, spread misinformation about someone, you have to repent. When you're having a conversation about someone, you ask yourself, how's the conversation going? Am I gossiping about the person? Am I slandering the person? You have to be very discerned to test your spirit all the time, even when you're talking about people, to try to figure out, okay, how's this conversation going? Because sometimes you can unknowingly get caught up in gossip. You may be talking about something and then it may go into a whole nother, and that happens. Like, we're human, this happens, we're not perfect. But when you catch it, stop. You see what I'm saying? When you catch it, stop, or change the subject. Or if you do it and you don't remember or you don't realize till later, repent about it. All you guys repent. Repent to God, like, God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I gossiped today and I didn't even realize I was doing it. Because God knows the heart, the mind, the motives of man. So if you didn't realize you were doing it, God will know you didn't realize you didn't do it. But it's the fact that you're taking accountability and you're repenting for it. It's what God will love. Like, that's why you see some of his children are so fruitful. No matter how much obstacles they go through, they're establishing in life. They're moving ahead. How you'll know is no matter how much rumors were spread about them, obstacles they had to face, no matter what happens, they're still able to elevate in life. You know why? Because they're always testing their spirit. They're always operating from the fruit of spirit. The Lord says to keep a good character so that those who slander you will be ashamed of their slander. Like, they go through so much, but they're able to bounce back all the time. Reason for this is because the Lord is vindicating them. Because God can see what they do behind closed doors. But then you'll see people who are participating in the gossip, participating in the slander, okay, dragging these children's names through the mud, all these things, and they're not able to elevate in life. They're not able to progress. Why is that? Do you see what I mean? So repenting is very important, because repenting tells God, I'm taking accountability for what I did. I was not right, and I don't want to participate. I don't want to be associated or connected with that seed that I was watering. You are detaching yourself from any seed that is not of God when you repent. To prevent yourself from getting caught up and tied up in things like this, again, testing your own spirit. Never say anything that you know that you may have to apologize for and that you know is not nice. Going back to that saying, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. That is the truth. That is the truth. Be slow to speak, be slow to anger. When you're slow to speak and slow to anger, I'm telling you, you will make wise decisions. Okay? You're going to be like, I'm so glad I didn't say nothing in that moment. I'm so glad I didn't jump on that hate train. I'm so glad I didn't participate in that. When you look back, you're like, whew, child, God, you saved me. Thank you. I'm so glad I didn't participate in that. Like, you want to be glad that you didn't do something that could have harmed your reputation or harmed someone else's reputation, or could have possibly blocked your blessings, than saying I shoulda, woulda, coulda. I always tell people, do you want to say I shoulda, woulda, coulda, or do you want to say I'm glad I didn't? Right? So always say this to yourself as well. Another thing, if you're going through humiliation ritual, and this has happened to you, the worst thing you can do is do it to someone else. If you know that you've been affected like this, then you have to be mindful of doing it to others. Because if you want God to vindicate you, because you've been lied on, rumors have been spread about you, you've been humiliated, and you're begging God for vindication, you're begging God for justice, and you haven't received it, ask yourself, am I doing the same thing to someone else? After what was done to me, am I gossiping about this person? Am I gossiping about that person? It doesn't matter what their status is or who they are. Are you doing it? God cannot give you justice for something that you're doing. That would mean God is justifying the things that are detestable to him. And that would be hypocritical. And God is not a man that he shall lie, and God is not hypocritical. So I always tell people, if you are asking God for justice in a particular thing, make sure that you are not doing that same thing to someone else, or you will not see your justice. I'm keeping it real. Until you repent and you're on your best behavior pertaining to that, you won't see vindication pertaining to that. If you are someone that has been affected by the humiliation ritual and that has been going through this for a very long time, I want you to understand that know that God is powerful. Remember that God has eyes everywhere. He keeps eyes on the wicked and he keeps his eyes on the good. You have to understand that no matter what, good always prevails. Evil never wins. I understand that it can be painful. I understand that it can hurt. And I understand that at times it will feel like the walls are closing in on you. But just know that in the end, time always heals. Never throw your pearls at swine. Never argue back. Think, be slow to anger, be slow to speak, and understand that the reason that these people are doing a humiliation ritual on you is because they want to get a reaction out of you. They're hoping that you will act out of character in hopes to prove that what they're saying about you is true or what they're doing to you is working. The best thing to do is to stay silent. And the reason for this is because people that do this to you and the people that fall for this, most likely, they are carrying also the Leviathan spirit. Now, I'm not just talking about the spell practitioners that do this, but I'm talking about the people that are allowing themselves to be tempted, that are allowing themselves to be used by the devil. Most of the times they are carrying a Leviathan spirit. They're looking for a problem with you. They're nitpicking at you. And when they can't find a problem with you, and then these rumors come around, these lies come around, and that humiliation ritual is fully active, they get an excitement, they get joy, they get tea off of speaking negatively about you. So the worst thing to do is to respond. And the reason being is because if these people are carrying a Leviathan spirit, you have to understand that they're going to twist every single thing that you do and every single word that you say. So even if you're just saying, that wasn't me, I never did that, they will still find a way to twist even those words. So the best thing to always do is to stay silent. And I'm not saying to stay silent and let people beat up on you. What I'm saying is there's a time to speak and there's a time to take action. And I always say, wait on God to tell you when to speak, what to say, and exactly what to do. Sometimes God may not make you speak up for yourself right away, but he'll have you do it in other ways, where maybe he may have you write a poem or have you use it as a testimony later on in your life. Or maybe he'll make you create your book, similar to what I did, right? Point of the matter is wait on God to give you the instructions to speak and to tell you when to move. Not do anything on your own according, because you may end up getting further light on, gaslighted, and it may make things a lot more worse emotionally for you. The next step is to pray and to fast against the humiliation ritual. I recommend a 5-day fast, 3-day dry fast, 2-day water fast. If you cannot do a dry fast, then I recommend a water fast. However, I'm not a doctor, nor am I supposed to tell you when to fast and that you should fast. I'm just giving you my recommendation. So I suggest that you take this recommendation to God, to prayer, and you ask God that if this is the right fast that you need to do, that He will confirm it to you and that He will lead you into it. Fasting and praying will definitely help. It will definitely shed some light. I noticed that when I fast a couple times after this has been done to me, there has been people that reached out to me and apologized to me and said that although they had these dreams and although they heard these things from people, that God came through and confirmed these were definitely false, lying spirits that were speaking through these people. So fasting definitely helps. It's a good way to clear the fog. The next step also is not to self-gaslight, not to look for reasons to nitpick at yourself, not to keep questioning if you did something wrong, if you know for a fact you didn't. That is the worst thing to do, because at the end of the day, you cannot escape from your mind, you cannot escape from your own emotions, and you can't escape from your own heart and motives. So if you're a good person and you know you're a good person and you know you have not done anything wrong, do not do what everybody else is doing and start gaslighting yourself and start accusing yourself, because what ends up happening is you become your own bully. And that is the worst thing you can do. And that is what the enemy wants. You do not want to be your own bully. You have to remember that people believing myths confirms their lack of discernment. So if you know something's not true and there's a lot of people believing it, what does that say about these people? It confirms that they don't have discernment. It confirms that they are false witnesses. It confirms that they're doing things that are detestable to the Lord. So because that confirms this, you have no reason to put yourself down over what someone else chooses to do, over what someone else chooses to believe. Give yourself some sympathy. Pray, forgive them. Forgive them, love them, and just understand that there's times in life where we do lack discernment. And just know that the truth will be revealed one day. But the most important key is to forgive them for your sanity, for your heart, for your mental state, for your spiritual state. When you forgive them, you will continue to shine your light. If you end up letting it get to you, you start dimming your light. And that goes on to the next step. Never dim your light. Never dim your light for these people. Keep showing up where you need to keep showing up, even if it feels embarrassing, even if you want to go and hide in a turtle shell, even if you don't want to be around the workplace or you don't want to be in school. Why would you let someone who lied on you or who's believing a lie cause you to miss out on receiving the education that you deserve? Graduating and receiving your scholarship or receiving your graduate degree because of a lie and rumor. Why would you let someone cause you to remove yourself from the very place that you earn your money, you earn your income to take care of yourself and to take care of your family if you have children? Why would you allow someone to come in your life and have that much control over you where they can mess with your life and create a domino effect on everything else in your life? That is not fair to you. So you have to just keep showing up and keep your head up because you know the truth. Keep your head up, smile, and remember, forgive them. Forgive them. If they want to talk and whisper behind your back, and let them do that. Their judgment will come through the Lord. Okay? Next up, I want you to remember is that time always heals. It may take a month. It may take 2 months. It may even sometimes take years for the truth to come out. But I want to tell you something. The truth comes out at the right time, and the truth will come out according to God's will. One thing that God mentioned to me, and I'm going to share it with you, is He said, yes, lies spread faster than the truth, but the truth will always stand, which means that a lie will eventually fade away, right? And even if lies overpower the truth for a little bit, and the truth is nowhere to be found other than from your mouth, your life, right? You have to understand that the truth will always still be there, even if it's not visible. It will still always be there. Why? Because the truth always stands. Lies will eventually fade. And that is one thing God told me, and that's what I'm going to share with you. So as long as you have that in mind, every single day that you're going through this, just know that eventually the lies are going to fade and the truth will be revealed. And then once the truth is revealed, nothing can overpower the truth. I want you to also remember this. God is more powerful. Your faith is the key to heal through this. Your faith is the key to get through this. God is more powerful than any lie. God is more powerful than any rumor. Most importantly, God is more powerful than the enemy. And be patient with God. Pray, fast, forgive the people doing it. Forgive them. Trust me. It's going to be a lot harder for them than it will be for you. when God vindicates you, listen, trust me, it will be a lot harder for them than it is for you. Just continue to keep a good character. Continue to be patient. Continue to be humble. Continue to be kind. Let your actions contradict what they're saying about you. Because God sees the actions. They don't. God sees you behind closed doors. They don't. What I mean, the Lord will vindicate you. He will. But you got to be patient with God, because you have to understand something. God likes to collect evidence and receipts. Why? Because during that time frame, while you're waiting for your vindication, God will start showing these people about their ways. God will have a track record to show them why he's blessing you when the vindication comes, why he took you from that level to that level when the vindication comes, why they're going through a wrath when they go through their wrath. God likes to show people reasonings for things so they cannot sit there and play dumb and pretend like they didn't do anything wrong. That's why patience is needed. Okay? So I want to thank you guys for watching this. The next video that I'm going to be posting is signs that black magic has been done to you. After that video, I'm going to be posting the spirit of suicide. That's not a long video. Spirit of suicide, it may be like a 30-minute, 40-minute video, maybe 20, but it's not a long video, but I'll be posting it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon.